What's going on, guys? DRA back again with another video, and today we are hitting arm day. Now, arms, guys, is one of my favorite body parts to hit, so we're about to get locked in here, get the music rolling, take a little sip, and now, time to work. So, guys, we are kicking this off with the first workout, and that is going to be the machine curl. Now, the machine curl, guys, I think is one of the best workouts for the biceps, and I like to do this isolation style, so one arm at a time. Now, the reason being is because it actually allows you to focus more on the individual arm and focus more on that individual growth. So, guys, we're just cranking out a few warm-up sets. I like to do about 2 warm-up sets and then go into my working sets here. And as you can see, really just trying to get that blood flowing, and we're keeping it slow and controlled. That is truly the name of the game, guys. Keeping it slow and controlled. And as you can see, I'm coming up to the top and slowly coming on down. Just crank out a few warm-up sets there. And then we go into my working set. Now, the way that I like to do this, guys, is I do what's called reverse pyramid training. Now, I've talked about this in other videos, but to break it down, all that means is that you start with your heaviest set first, and then you just work your way down. So, first off, we are starting here with set number 1, and we're gonna crank out 6 to 8 reps at our heaviest weight. Now, what this does, guys, is it actually maximizes your strength gains, because when you first walk in the gym, that's when you have the most energy. So you might as well use that to build as much strength as you can and really push yourself while you're in the gym. We're still keeping it slow and controlled, really focusing on that mind-muscle connection. Mind-muscle connection, guys, is one of the most important things when you're working out. You really want to make sure that you're feeling that muscle getting worked. You don't want to be rushing through your workouts at all. You want to keep it slow and controlled, really focusing on keeping that tension. Now, I believe going until failure, and that's why I gave myself a 6 to 8 rep range for my heaviest set. If I'm able to hit 8 reps pretty easily, then that means I got to move up in weight. But if I fail anywhere between the 6 and the 8 rep, then that means we're good to go and we've gone till failure. And going till failure, guys, is really going to maximize that muscle growth. Now, I was definitely feeling a good pump here, so I decided to go into another heavy set for another 6 to 8 reps. And then for my final set, I like making that a drop set. So I'll start with a heavy weight, drop it down about 20 pounds, crank out some more reps, drop it down another 20 pounds, crank out more reps, and then drop it down pretty low and crank out as many as I can, just about till failure. If you do that, guys, you are definitely going to get a crazy pump. All right, guys, so next up we got the Zottman curl. Now, the Zottman curl is actually very interesting because not only does it hit the biceps, but it actually works your forearms as well, giving you just a crazy pump in general. And as you can see, you come up and then you give your wrists a little bit of a twist, and then you slowly come down. Now, on the way down, guys, it's going to be hitting the forearm, and on the way up, you're really hitting the bicep, just like a standard curl. So you're really knocking out 2 in 1 and maximizing that growth. So what we're going to do is we're going to crank out 4 sets here with the Zottman curls. Now, I really don't like to go too heavy with this because when you're doing the twisting motion, you want to make sure that you're not going to get injured from the movement. So you don't want to do too heavy a weight that you can't handle. Now, after the Zottman, guys, I go straight into the hammer curl. Now, the hammer curls, I would say, is even better than the Zottmans when it comes to pure bicep work. As you can see here, we're keeping it slow and controlled and really getting that squeeze. The squeeze, guys, is one of the most important parts of the movement, along with the negative. A lot of people neglect the squeeze when they're working out, and they just end up rushing through the workout. Now, you really want to keep all the movements controlled. You don't want to be rushing through anything. You really want to be feeling every workout that you're doing. As you can see, I'm switching it up a little bit and going into some of the single hammer curls too, and just cranking that out for about 2 sets. And yeah, that arm pump was definitely kicking in. Definitely feeling pretty good here. Now it's time to hit a little bit of triceps. Now, with the triceps, guys, one of my favorite workouts to do is going to be the rope pull down, and again, keeping it slow and controlled and really focusing on that squeeze. If you look at my form here, I'm slightly bent. I'm not just standing up straight. I give myself a slight bend in the elbows, and then slowly come up and pull down And as I'm coming down, I'm slightly pulling the rope apart and really focusing on that squeeze on the triceps. Here's a little bit of a better angle of how I'm doing it. As you can see, really keeping everything steady, just one nice fluid motion and really just focusing on that squeeze. The squeeze is the most important part of this movement, guys. And I'm hitting this for about 4 sets, really focusing on the contraction, starting with heavy weight for 6 to 8 reps, and then taking it on down to 8 to 10 reps, and then taking it on down to 10 to 12 reps. Now, a pro tip that I learned, guys, is right when you finish the workout, is to really flex your triceps and feel that contraction for about 10 seconds following the workout. Really just keeps that time under tension there. And oh yeah, we was definitely feeling it. And then to wrap up this arm day, guys, we're just hitting some tricep push downs on the machine for another 4 sets. Really keeping that motion steady and focusing on that squeeze. And man, your boy was definitely worn out after this one. And now, time for a little bit of a pose down and see how we shaping up. All right, let's see what we're working with here. So shape definitely looking pretty solid. I can see my width. Definitely looks like my width is starting to show a little bit more now that my waist is getting a little bit smaller. Really just been maintaining some solid size on the arms. Arm pump was definitely treating us well today. And definitely noticing the vascularity coming in a little bit more, especially in the shoulder area. So the cut has definitely been going well, guys. Goals to cut about 2% more in body fat. Really just trying to get as close to like 9% or 9.5% as we can. Definitely a great session. So now, time for a post-workout meal. Let's see what we cooking up. All right, guys, time for the post-workout meal, and we are having us some cheeseburgers and French fries. But I'm gonna show you guys how we do it. First, we're gonna chop up some onions, followed by chopping up some potatoes. I like to use a bit of Pam spray, and then I like to saute those onions. Once the fries are nice and cut, pop them right into the air fryer. And then as you can see, we got ourselves some lean ground beef here. I believe I was using 94%. And you just ground them up, put them into a nice little ball. Once the onions are nice and sauteed, plop them right in there. And just gonna smash them down a little bit. Add some of our seasoning, a little bit of pepper, and then cook for about 3 minutes on each side. Add a little bit of fat-free cheese. Now while that's cooking, I actually like to whip up a little bit of a yum yum sauce by taking some mayonnaise, some ketchup, and some mustard, and then a little bit of vinegar. Add those together, put a little bit of salt in it, stir it up, and you got yourself actually like a nice little yum yum sauce to pour right over the burger. And there we have it, the perfect lean burger and French fries, made by yours truly. What's going on, guys? Hope y'all enjoyed the session we had today. Man, arms were feeling pretty pumped today, so definitely happy with how that session went. So now, as you guys probably just saw in a little montage, having ourselves another burger. Like I said last video, guys, like I literally eat this just about every day. Pro tip, guys, if you want to make losing weight easier, gotta make sure that you're eating consistent meals. Now, you definitely want to make your meals at home, guys, most of the time. Because, like, if you're eating out, you're not really going to know exactly, what type of sauces, what type of seasonings they're putting in there, how much of a pound that they're using of beef or something like that, right? But if you make it yourself, you control literally everything. And then just eat that literally just about every day. So that's why you want to make sure that you're actually finding foods that you enjoy. I could eat a burger literally every day and not get too tired of it. And if I do get tired of it, I might switch to some chicken and rice, but I'll make it, with like teriyaki and stuff like that, because I love Chinese food. So I'll just make it kind of like Chinese style, and boom, that's my substitute. So if I'm not feeling burgers, then I'll probably rock the chicken and rice and stuff like that. So definitely, I'd say find like your top 1 to 2 meals that you want to eat, whether that be burgers, whether that be if you have like a low calorie pizza recipe that you end up finding, or if you guys like to eat chicken breast or turkey, whatever it may be, I'd say lock in like your 2 favorite meals. Stick to those consistently throughout the week. It's going to make tracking calories way easier, and it's going to make losing weight way easier. So that's a pro tip, guys. Highly recommend that. So the goal right now, guys, is that we're currently a little bit above 167. The goal is I want to drop. The thing is, I want to get to sub 10% body fat. Currently, I think I'm at about like 11.5, maybe close to 11. But the goal is to get under 10% body fat. So for me, every 1% of body fat loss equals about 2 pounds. So I would have to lose probably about 4 to 6 pounds to be able to get to say like, 9% or really close to 9%. So I'm probably more locked in right now, guys, than I've probably ever been in life, genuinely. Diet's really been on point lately. Workouts, I'm still feeling good. Making sure I get enough sleep, making sure I get enough water, that sort of thing, guys. So I'm really excited to see how the physique ends up coming up once we get to lowering our body fat percentage. But it's shaping up pretty solid. More vascularity is coming in the arms and chest and stuff like that. So it's just a process, guys. Literally, you just keep tracking yourself day by day, week by week, and eventually you're going to get there. Like, don't stress it too much. If you guys have a day where you might eat a little bit too much in calories, like, don't worry about it too much, guys. Like, it's bounce back tomorrow. That's what I always say. Bounce back tomorrow. Like, so funny story, guys. Over Christmas break, I literally went to Pick and Save, bought some of those Doughboy cookies that you just put in the oven for like 10 to 12 minutes. I kid you not, guys. I ate 26 chocolate chip cookies in about 2 hours. Like, no joke. Like, they were so hard to stop eating. And since like I'm at a low weight right now, so like my body was just craving sweets. And I'm not gonna lie, I ate 26 chocolate chip cookies like that, and I still wanted more. So it was a good thing I didn't go in and buy another one. But all I did, guys, is I literally just bounced back the next day. And that's the thing. Now, I don't recommend doing what I did. I mean, that was a crap ton of sugar I had, but sometimes, guys, like, if you've been dieting for a while and you want to have kind of like a refeed day or something like that, like, it's not that big of a deal. Just bounce back tomorrow. You'll be right back in it. So that's my 2 cents on that. But just want to leave you guys with a little bit of a word today. So over the past, I'd say over the past month, I've been on the book of Samuel. I'd read 1 Samuel and then 2 Samuel. And Samuel is very focused and primarily centered around the story of David. Now, you guys all know the classic story of David and Goliath. So I've been reading about David, and guys, his story is unbelievable. Like, it's really rags to riches, like, truly. And I really just resonate a lot with it because in the beginning, guys, like David, he was herding the sheep. He was really just a shepherd. That was how he started. He was just watching the sheep. He was like 14 years old, 15 years old. And he was literally like at the bottom of the totem pole. Like nobody was messing with David, guys. But the thing that made David special, guys, is that he truly had a heart for God. Like, he loved God so much, like, no matter what. And David really just trusted God for everything in his life, even when he was a little boy. And then that led up to him defeating Goliath and then rising and, becoming king. And, he made some mistakes along the way, but one thing that David never stopped doing, and that was loving God. And he always kept a humble heart too. And that's the thing, guys. Like when you're walking on your Christian journey and your journey with the Father, you got to keep a humble heart. And one thing that stuck out to me was David's humbleness. He was completely humble. You know, he knew that everything that he got in life was because of the Father. He couldn't do anything on his own. He needed the Father's direction. He needed the Father's guidance. You know, the Lord blessed him truly. So that really stuck out to me. And in the passage I was reading, he was just reflecting over his entire life and just giving thanks to the Father. So that's the word I want to leave you guys with today. Just keeping a humble heart while you're on your journey with Christ and on your journey with the Father, guys. Keep the humble heart. Trust the Father for everything. He is going to show you the way. I guarantee it. All you got to do is just put all of your trust in him and everything's going to work out just fine. So just wanted to leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for watching again. Blessings to you. And we're going to have another one coming pretty soon. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe because we got a journey ahead of us in 2025, guys. Looking to build something special. So thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed. And I'll catch you next time.